14th of Feb, 2007. Yes, the great Valentine Day. I was so excited to meet my girlfriend. Like all the other insane lovers, I was wondering, what do I gift Mamta? Where do I take her? Something special. Something really special. I picked up the newspaper and browsed through the movie section and was delighted to see that Jab We Met, the famous Shahid Kareena love story, was playing at a nearby cinema hall in Bandra. I couldn't have asked for more, as both of us had also met in a long-distance train in our real lives. The show was at 3, and I was supposed to meet her right outside the cinema hall. Like a thorough gentleman, I went 30 minutes in advance to ensure I had the right tickets, the corner ones. It seemed a lot of couples had met in a train, and all of them wanted to spend the afternoon in the movie hall, and that too at those prized corner seats. No wonder the small screen was completely sold out, and I had no option but to buy 2 tickets in black from an aspiring film star who was selling tickets outside the cinema hall. After no deliberation, I bought 2 tickets, seat number 18 and seat number 19. I then pulled out a bottle of Davidoff. The amazing fragrance and the little distance between me and Mamta would have actually worked magic. My heart was beating faster than the seconds needle in my watch. My eyes eagerly awaited her, and there she was, beautifully dressed in an orange-colored dress, with her curly hair drooping down her shoulder, probably to impress her Valentine as well. We quickly met before Jab We Met and went inside the cinema hall in search of our seats. The ticket boy directed us towards our seat, and it was only then I realized that seat number 18 and seat number 19 are 2 corner seats separated by the aisle. Now that's what you call a perfect start to a not so perfect Valentine Day. We sat at our respective seats for about 30 minutes, and then the guilt of having the corner seats and not being able to make the most of it left us with no option but to leave the hall. All wasn't lost yet. I could still make up. I remembered the famous saying, you can still win the war after losing the battle. What next? We moved on. It was about 4 p.m. and I thought, what a perfect time to take Mamta to Cafe Coffee Day at Bandstand. The sea was beautiful, calm, and I must admit, was behaving like a perfect host to the n number of lovebirds who had chosen to forget their ethics and sensibilities at home on this day. Each time I looked at the sea in appreciation, an umbrella used to crop up. I can imagine the couples, the naughty couples, were clearly making the most of it. In my entire life, I had never seen so many umbrellas without any rain. As we reached CCD, a couple paid the check and we were lucky to grab their seats. I felt relieved. Probably it was a new beginning. Just when the shimmering glitter was about to arise from the cornea, someone put her hand on my eyes. Guess who? Obviously, it was a female voice. Even before I could utter a word, it pulled my ice cream scoop-shaped cheeks and said, "You naughty boy, I've been trying to call you yesterday and you didn't even answer my call." That was it. I had to intervene to save my premarital divorce with Mamta. I held her hand and I pulled her. It was Shilpa, not Shilpa Shetty, but an old colleague of mine who was meant to be a boy. I saw the look on Mamta's face. It was all over. Almost. I then introduced Mamta to Shilpa as my fiancée, as a desperate attempt to save my Facebook status from being in a relationship to single on a Valentine Day. Life moved on. What next? Shilpa went away, but the damage had already been done. It seemed like my David of magic had stopped working. It was now that I realized the importance of an umbrella without any rain. We moved on to a final destination, which was out of the blue, a lovely romantic restaurant, which I thought would be a perfect ending to a not so perfect day. I was tense, was tired, was looking down, ensuring no one could see me, no one could call me, and no one could pull my cheeks from behind yet another time. We reached out of the blue and were shown a reserved, magically decorated table. The waitress brought in a bottle of wine, some flowers, and of course, a sizzling brownie. I felt Davidoff was back in full form by now. And that's what I call my kind of an evening. My plan was simple, to propose her right after dinner while having a walk by the beach. I was in a hurry to finish the meals and get to the happy ending part, which I presume would be she accepting her love for me. I quickly called for the check, was all set, and the check arrived. I reached out to my wallet, my hand skirted through my pocket, touched my butt. There was no wallet. Guess I left it in the car. Mamta paid the check and we left. I was beginning to feel today is certainly not my day. Nothing right happening. Should I still go ahead and propose her? Seemed like a perfect recipe for a capital N and a capital O. I finally decided to let the day pass by. She looked at me, I, like a loser, with my head and shoulders dropping down. Guess I really needed a tequila shot to uplift my lost spirit. We sat in the car, driving down to her house just 10 minutes away. Those 10 minutes were the longest 10 minutes of my life, and none of us uttered a single word. We reached her house and I said, "Thank you for your lovely company. Guess I have nothing more to say today." She looked at me and smiled and said, "Kunal, will you marry me?" What? Come again? Kunal, will you marry me? I couldn't believe myself. And as they say, my friends, rest is history. We've been married for 18 months now, and I learned, never count your chickens before they hatch. But if your time is right, you'll surely find your match. Mr. Kunal and Toastmasters.
Can we have a minute's silence for the evacuation?